Okay, so good morning, everyone. I know there's a bio up on the slide, and it's very tiny, so I'll give you a little brief history about myself, my background. We're going to be talking about the revisions and changes made to the ICH GCP E6, which was done back in 2016 and was formally adopted by the FDA as guidance a year and a half ago. So, without further ado, let me just move forward here. So, as I say, it's very tiny. My background is that I have been involved in clinical research for 4 decades. So, and I've been on both sides of the fence, so to speak. I started out as a coordinator in academia and became a site manager. And then after doing that for 23 years, moved into the pharma world on the sponsor side and started out monitoring, became a study manager, and had a variety of different roles, including site selection specialist and quality oversight. And when I finally, I guess my last position working in industry for Big Pharma was quality oversight of our vendor CRAs and our study managers worldwide. And CRAs actually domestic, U.S. And then about 7 years ago decided to go independent, so I do now independent consulting and mostly training in the GCP arena and training of personnel, both site as well as sponsor side. So that's kind of in a nutshell where my history is. The agenda is here first. Let's just take a quick look at that. We'll be going through each individual update to the ICH E6 and what its impact is and what it means for you, basically. The objectives are up here for today. Again, we're looking at to see what the changes meant in terms of investigator responsibilities and roles, in terms of what it means to the sponsors, because we do have more impact, I'd say, for the sponsors than we do for the sites in terms of the changes. But we're going to look at both sides of it and see where those changes are and what they actually mean, what the impact is. And then look for solutions and how we can apply for these, whether it's through our SOPs or through other processes or procedures and staff training, how we can prepare and better implement all of these changes and apply lessons learned for effective implementation of the new ICH GCP E6 Revision 2. We keep saying it's new, and actually it's not quite so new anymore, but I do see that a lot of the pieces of it have been slow to be adapted to especially by pharma and by sponsors. So we're going to take a look at that and see how far along you have come and how much further you need to go. Okay, so why change? Okay, the ICH E6. Well, the ICH E6, the last time and the only time it was actually created and put out there was in 1996. So 20 years after 2016, it's time, right? 20 years later for a little revision. And what drives this? Basically, we have now, back in 1996, almost everything exclusively was on paper. We did have some electronic data capture. We did have some of that starting. But again, we were not where we are today, where most everything is electronic. So there was that need to address that. Okay, we have electronic records. We have electronic data capture. Things need to change. We need to get updated a bit.